How's it going, everyone? Necromancer Noob with another Remnant 2 video, and today we are running through the Void Vessel facility, and I'm going to show you how to open up this locked glyph door, and how to get the space worker set, how to get inside of this locked door and get a few useful rings, and we are going to take on the boss of the dungeon at the end. But before we get started, if you would like to drop a like, subscribe, or even comment what you want to see in later videos, anything helps and is greatly appreciated. We are on that journey to hit 500 subscribers, and your support means more than you know. But anyways, let's get straight to it. You're going to need the nerud world and have the Void Vessel facility available as well. Wow. Try saying that 3 times fast. The main thing in this dungeon you are looking for is these pods located throughout them. As you come across them, you can interact with most of them and open them up. Sometimes you'll get items, and the glyph key should be located in one of these, but mostly there are going to be enemies in them. The dungeon, for the most part, is kind of linear. I'll pull up my map, and as you can see, when you enter, there's the main crystal and a big open area. It looks like there's a few ways to go, but both of those are locked doors at the moment. One is a shortcut once we get to the end of the area, and another is that locked glyph door. So really only one direction to go, and as we go, we are going to clear out these mobs and elites. Now I am going to cut a few of the footage out. I did miss like the first 2 minutes of the dungeon, which wasn't much. I was basically just clearing out the enemies, and I am going to cut out a few of the stuff. So I kind of was just running around in circles. I was trying to make sure I found everything in the dungeon, which I believe I did, at least in this roll. And final thing of note, I am going to leave some kind of timestamps somewhere along in this video and somewhere in the description if you guys are just looking for like how exactly to find the glyph key, or how exactly to fight the boss, how exactly, whatever. We're just going to talk about it. The locked door at the end or around halfway through the dungeon. I'll leave timestamps somewhere for you guys to see.
Hot. Yeah. It's weird that your baths are never like as hot as mine, but you like soak in hot showers. I feel like sometimes they are.
Now, we are actually coming up to one of the locked doors that I mentioned before. There is actually a secret area that you need to break some crates, and it will leave a vent. I will show you guys that in a little bit. I'll leave a timestamp, so if you just want to skip to that, if this is all you want to know where it is, be my guest. I'll leave a timestamp for you so you can just see what you need to do to get this door open and get those rings that are behind it. But either way, we're just going to finish this dungeon first, or at least get the majority of it cleared out, and then that way we can just run back to it and get it knocked out real fast. So Right at this point, we are actually coming to some of those pods I mentioned earlier in the video. Just feel free to interact with them. This specific room, there are 3 pods right next to each other, and I want to say in this specific area every time is where you should find the glyph key. You will also find a possible ring in one of these as well, and I think the other will just have an enemy. But either way, I'm gonna knock out these mobs, kill these elites, and we are going to see what we get in these pods real fast. So we took out the mob. We are going to get one of those rings. It is actually the tightly wound coil, and when spending 75% more of the current magazine, gain a shield for 10% of max health. A pretty useful ring, a pretty different ring at that. And as we are opening up this last pod, we are going to get the stasis pod glyph, which is used at that door at the very beginning. But we are not going to run right back to the beginning. We are going to open up this last pod, and it is just an enemy in it, unfortunately, but we'll get that knocked out. And there is not too much left in this dungeon, so we are almost at the very end. Like I said, it is pretty linear for the most part, but there is a few locked doors that we are going to get past later. But like we said, we are kind of in the last area of this dungeon. Over here is another locked door. That is actually where we come from after we fight the boss, so we don't really need to worry about that. We are going to work our way up here though. There are 3 pods, which there's 3 pods available in case you're doing co-op. That is where we fight the boss. But first, before we fight the boss, we are going to open up this door. This is actually the shortcut, so we can get back to this area nice and easy. Because as you can see, right behind this door is the very start of this dungeon. So, nice little shortcut available now. And before we fight the boss, we are actually going to go to that secret room, and we are going to open up this locked door with the glyph key. And there we have it. You get the space worker suit. It looks alright. It's very light armor, so if you're looking for some really light armor with a different aesthetic to it, here you go. But otherwise, it's personally not one of my favorite armor sets. It is kind of weird looking, and also, if you want to look like the enemies that run around, like the mindless husks that chase you in this, there you go, you can match them. But either way, we are actually running our way back to that secret room that we talked about earlier, the locked red door. So we're just going to sprint our way back here. I got the Explorer set, so with my skill, I got a really big speed boost. We are just going to zoom right over. Now there's the locked door over here. Like I said, underneath here is where all the goodies are. So it's actually a little compartment. You can slide your way in, and you're going to work your way to the other side. So as we are working our way up over to the right, you should find the rerouting cable. I'll leave the rerouting cable. Gain 5% of max health as a shield for 5 seconds after spending 25 stamina, and it resets after 5 seconds of inaction. Now, before you leave the secret area, look through this little hole right here. There is an electric pod that explodes. You actually want to shoot that. That is going to open up this special locked red door that we couldn't get into before. But as you can see, now you can get inside there. Super helpful. And you come across the blackout ring. Blackout ring, after dealing 25% of the magazine's total magazine-based damage, increases reload speed by 3%, stacks 5 times. My apologies, that's 20%, but either way, we have knocked out all the secret areas in this dungeon, or at least in this roll. Like I said, every time you re-roll, you could get a different event. Sometimes different things will pop up, so you never know. But we are now ready to face the boss, so we are just going to skip right over to that boss area where we found those 3 glowing pods. We just need to open one of them up. They're all going to have enemies. Just take out one of them and climb your way inside. And yeah, we're about to take on this boss. Now the boss isn't a real boss. It's just an aberration, which is basically just a super special elite with comes with special affixes. Nothing too crazy. I think this one just spawned extra minions. But we go through this little cutscene. It's going to take us down below, and we are going to fight this boss in a special area. But after we're done with this boss, that's about it. There isn't too much left to do. I'll just let the rest of the video do the talking. Here's the last boss fight of this dungeon. If you guys find this video any way, shape, or form useful, leave a like, subscribe. Like I said, it all helps out. There are plenty more videos coming along the way, so just stay tuned for that. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. I'll see y'all later. Bye.